I'm Adriana.
Hi, I'm Emma.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
And we're from Troop 2855.
In this video, we're going to be teaching you about the basics of camping.
Let's get started.
Where did she go?
I'll be teaching you about first aid and safety while you're camping.
Wow, this is so pretty. Oh my God, are you okay? We need medical! We need medical! Oh my goodness!
Your leader will most likely be carrying an advanced first aid kit, but just in case, you should carry a mini one that looks like this. Now back to our situation where our friend Nikki has fallen. Our friend Nikki has fallen, and it seems like she has a sprained ankle. Ow! So, what we're going to do is first, and of course you have to keep the foot elevated, wrap it around twice. But just to be safe, we're going to wrap it around 3 times, okay? Then what you do is you go around the foot like this, and around again, and under the foot, and around it again. Now this is only the gauze, so you need to make sure to be careful. Next, we're going to be using the bandages. And we do the exact same thing. We go around. And around. Now, you need to make sure that the bandages don't get caught on one of the toes. For example, it's uncomfortable. Now, wrap it around the foot like I showed you in the gauze. Make sure it's tightly woven. Now, and you need to ask your patient, how does it feel?
Tight. Wonderful.
You've done all of this and wrapped it. We are going to seal it off with Velcroing it like that. And now our patient's foot is wrapped up. Process also works if you hurt or sprained your arm.
If you have an accident while falling, first start off in this process. Take an alcohol pad and wipe down onto the scab or whatever wound you have. This may sting because you gotta hold on tight. Then you're going to take a cleansing pad just to take out all the dirt or bacteria that could have gone into the wound while this process. This also may sting. Then we are going to be using Neosporin, which is like a cream that you put on wounds to start to help it heal. We're just going to rub that on. And then you're going to take a bandage and put it over the wound, and if it maybe starts to bleed through, if the wound is very severe, you want to wrap some gauze around it.
And that's how you clean a skin.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm going to be teaching you about backpack essentials, what you need every day when you're camping. You will need a watch to tell time, lip balm. If you'd like lip balm with sunscreen in it. Mini first aid kit. A hat for sun protection. Sunglasses and a sun hat. A bandana. Hand sanitizer. Flashlight in case it gets dark. Sunglasses for protection for your eyes. A little bit of bugs, like a bug cream you can put on your skin. Sunscreen. A whistle just for safety if you get losty. Definitely a water bottle filled with water to the top. 2 snacks, or maybe 1 if you want. And if in case of bad weather, a rain poncho. those are the essentials in your backpack. Feel free to add any others and, well, yeah, have fun on your camping trip.
Hi campers, we're here to teach you about knots. We have 3 simple knots that will make your camping skills much better.
The 3 knots we'll be teaching you are the square knot, clove hitch, and bowline. For the square knot, you're going to need 2 pieces of rope. To start, you're going to go right over left, and it'll look like this. Then you'll take your left and go over the right, like this. You can pull, and loosely, it'll look like this.
We are going to show you the clove hitch. For the clove hitch, you're going to need a long piece of string and a sturdy stick. First, wrap the clove hitch, or wrap the piece of rope around clockwise. Then you make a counterclockwise wrap like this. This will end up in an X shape. Next, you make another counterclockwise rope and stick it through the little excess in the X that you made. Then, voila, you have a clove hitch.
For the bowline knot, you'll need 1 medium-sized piece of rope. To start off, take both ends and loop one over the other, making a Q shape. Take the end you just looped and loop it through this little circle that you've come up. Make sure to leave a lot of space here. Now, take this piece and go under this one, so it'll look like this. Leaving this one alone, take your smaller loop and once again loop your piece through, taking both ends and tightening. You may want to loosen your hole, ending up with the bowline knot. Now on to fire safety. First thing to keep in mind is to always light your fire in a place meant for it to be, so like a fire pit or an area surrounded by rocks. And don't light it by any wood or something that could catch on fire. Always keep water and a shovel near your fire so that in case one, you can throw water on it if it gets out of control, and if it gets out of control, you can also throw dirt on it by shoveling it on. When lighting your match or taking a lighter to start your fire, always make sure you have arm's length behind you, in front of you, and to the sides of you so that you don't accidentally catch somebody on fire. And lastly, when you're done with your fire, make sure to pour water on it and stomp on it after to take away all remains of the fire so that it doesn't re-spark. How to stay safe when you're lighting or using a fire. This is what you will need for your fire. First, you will need a bucket to hold water, which you will use to put your fire out. You will also need big logs like this one to make a frame and little twigs to use as kindling. You'll need a fire starter to, of course, start your fire, and a match to light everything.
Hey guys, it's Emma, and so today I'm going to be teaching you about meal etiquette. So to start off with meal etiquette for food, we need something to eat on, so obviously we use mess kits. This is what a mess kit looks like, so it's just like this, and you can actually get this from like a local camping store, let's say REI or Adventure 16. In your mess kit, it'll come with a mesh bag, a knife, spoon, and fork, a plate, a bowl, and a cup. Food recommendations when you're camping for dinner, you can make spaghetti, hot dogs, or burgers because they're really delicious to enjoy, you know, after when you're traveling to the campsite or just after a long day. Some people don't think about this, but you need a tablecloth. Tablecloth is actually really good when you're camping because it you eat all your food, you make a mess everywhere on the table. It's totally fine because the tablecloth will keep the table underneath clean, and you just wipe it off, and then you know you're just done. a pan, a pot to stir your ingredients, a spatula, a long spoon to stir your ingredients, and finally you need a cutting board and a knife. Some dessert ideas when you're camping are obviously s'mores, like that's pretty much like the typical dessert you have, and they're amazing. Everyone loves them. Anyway, so some ideas for s'mores, actually you can, put, if you have leftover Girl Scout cookies, you can actually put them in the s'more and they taste amazing. We did it one year and we used Samoas and they're really, really good. We've had a great meal. You need to wash your dishes. So you need to wash, your plate that you ate on, utensils you used, and you need the utensils that you cooked on. So for dishwashing, you need to use, we have like a whole kind of like setup that we use. So you need 3 bins. Each of them is you're gonna fill it up with water. And the first bin, it's going to have water and soap. So you can, just wash off all your plates, everything that you cooked on, or you ate on. And in the second bin, it's just gonna have just water in it, nothing added into it. So you rinse off everything you used, all your dishes. And then the third bin, it's gonna have water and bleach. This is just gonna kind of like clean off all the germs, whatever you had on your plate. And then you just put all your dishes in your mess kit. And then that's pretty much it for dishwashing. I hope I helped you for, meal etiquette and you have some sort of idea when you're gonna do for camping. I hope you learned something, so have a great time on your camping trip and be well.
Camping is a great experience, and as a Girl Scout, we go on lots of fun camping trips where we use all of the camping skills that we taught you in this video.